Hey guys, welcome back. Clearly, it's been a hot minute since I've sat down to film a video because I clearly forgot to film an intro. I literally could not believe it. So we're jumping right in. I'm putting my brows on camera. Surprise, surprise. I never usually do this. I always usually start with brows, but I've been using my Anastasia brow definer recently. I use the shade, I believe this is medium brown or chocolate. I will let you know down below in the description box. But I'm just quickly using this to fill in my brows. This has just been like the easiest way for me to fill in my brows recently, so I love it. I've been going back and forth with this and my brow wiz, and I'm just not disappointed, and my brows look good. So on the eyes today, we are going in with the brand new ABH Eye Primer, which I have to say is really, really nice. We'll get into it a little bit later. And then I'm going in with the new Alyssa Edwards palette, again by ABH. And I'm first applying the eye primer as per usual. It is a little bit white, so what I did was I carved out my eyebrow with concealer, but I didn't drag the concealer all the way down on my lid. I did just go in with the eye primer. So once I buffed it all over the lid, the first shade I'm going in with is this orange shade called the Supreme, and I'm taking this on a fluffy blending brush and I'm throwing this in my crease, and this color I really want concentrated more towards the inner half of the crease, but I still want to blend it out towards the outer corner because I want the color that we're going to add next to really blend in with this shade. I hope that makes sense. So now I'm going in with Texas Made, which is this beautiful hot pink shadow, and I'm throwing this all over the outer crease and outer corner area. I'm really going to build this color up, really intensify it, get it as super pink and as super pigmented as I possibly can. So what I'm doing is pretty much just packing it onto the outer corner first, and then I'm taking the same brush that I'm packing it on with, and I'm blending that on the outer corner, really smoking it out, blending it in towards the inner corner of the crease area, but I don't want to overpower that first shade that we put on. So take your time with this, build it up. This is a pretty easy color to build, if I have to say so myself. I think it was really, really easy to blend. And pretty much from here, I'm going back and forth between the orange shade, the Supreme, and Texas Made. And I'm going back and forth in windshield wiper motions, really getting the blend nice and melted and evenly, distributed over into the crease. And I just wanted a really nice gradient. I didn't want Texas Made though to overpower the orange, so I'm going back in with the Supreme a lot, and then I'm just going to later intensify Texas Made on the outer corner because I don't want to lose either shadow. Like, I need to make a song for when we're about to cut the crease and insert it as soon as we're about to cut the crease. So I'm grabbing that same eye primer from ABH and cutting the crease with this, and oh my god, I don't care if I never use this eye primer as a primer, but I will always cut my crease with this from now on. I just felt like it was so easy to cut the crease. It wasn't too sticky, it's not too tacky, it's not thick. It's just like the perfect consistency to cut the crease. I got such a sharp, clean cut line when I was blending when I was cutting the crease, and to even apply shadow right over top of it like I'm doing now, it was just a dream. So I'm just taking that shadow, the Supreme, and I'm just packing it right where the outer corner meets the outer end of where we cut the crease. I don't extend it. I go about maybe 2/3 of the way when I'm cutting my crease. So once I have blended on the Supreme, I'm going in with the yellow shade. I believe this is Brick Road, and I'm packing this on pretty much the whole center of my lid, really blending it in a little bit towards the inner corner, but also blending it over top of the Supreme. And I just feel like this yellow is one of my favorite yellows that I've worked with. It was super pigmented, it was very buttery, and I thought that this yellow really packed a punch. Like, look at how vivid it looks. I'm getting so excited talking about it. So I'm like literally tongue-tied right now, but this palette is probably one of my favorite colorful palettes and probably one of my Anastasia palettes. So next I'm grabbing that gold shimmer shade, and I'm grabbing this Anastasia Pigment. This is in the shade Icy, and I'm throwing that in the inner corner. And once I did that, that's pretty much all I'm going to do for eyeshadow on the lid. I'm going in with this Too Faced Damn Girl Mascara. This packaging was so cute. This actually came to me in PR, so thank you guys so much at Too Faced for sending me this. And I wanted to try it out, and I really, really love the formula. I do mention later on that I just feel like the wand is just a little bit too fat and too big for my liking, but I made it work. So now we're moving on to complexion. As my base, I'm going in with my MAC Strobe Cream in the shade Gold Light, and I'm grabbing my Maybelline Fit Me Foundation in This is the Fit Me Dewy and Smooth foundation, and I'm just applying the strobe cream first, and then I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me on the back of my hand. I was using this brand new Doll 10 Beauty brush. I just felt like it was a little bit too small, so it was taking me a while to blend in my foundation, so I actually picked up another brush. I do mention the names of these brushes later on in the video, and I liked them both, but I just felt like they were just too small to really blend out everything on my face, so I got a little lazy and it was just taking way too long to blend in my foundation. So I'm grabbing this Juno & Co. sponge. This is, I believe, the Cloud Sponge, and probably one of my favorite beauty sponges ever. Probably one of my favorites. So I'm just quickly blending that all over my face. For concealer, I'm grabbing my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Almond and applying this underneath the eyes and the center of the face. I'm applying it in the center of the face just to balance it out because this is a little bit more of like a brightening shade on me, so I just want to make sure that the center of the face matches and it's like equally balanced with underneath the eyes since I do apply so much concealer. This is actually another Doll 10 Beauty brush. I actually really like this brush. I did use this in the beginning to apply my eye primer, and I just started using this around the brow area because I didn't want to mess up my brow, but I ended up using this like flat end concealer from Anastasia, this concealer brush, just to, you know, clean up underneath the brows, make sure I don't get any foundation and concealer on them. And I just went in with my Juno & Co. Cloud Sponge again to blend everything out. This sponge gets so big and it's so soft that I just feel like it does the work for you, and that's why I love it so much. To set everything, I'm going in with my Hourglass Veil Powder, and I'm just applying this with a brush. This is a brand new Doll 10 Beauty brush. I will list all of the brushes that I use in this video down below in the description box, so make sure to check that out if you're interested. I'm just grabbing my sponge before I set everything and making sure that no concealer has settled in any fine lines or creases. And then I'm just going back in with that brush with the powder on it, applying a little bit more, and placing that underneath the eyes and the center of the face, everywhere we put concealer, to make sure everything is set. For highlighter and bronzer today, I'm going in with this brand new Natasha Denona Bronze Glow palette. I'm grabbing this highlighter shade right here, and I'm using my Anastasia A23 brush and applying this to the tops of the cheekbones. This is not a very intense highlighter, but it is buildable, so just take your time with it. I did spray my brush a little bit with some MAC Fix Plus just to really intensify the highlight, but it's so beautiful and it just doesn't set on your, like, it doesn't sit on your skin. It really just blends nice and smoothly into the skin. It's not super in your face, but if you apply a little bit of MAC Fix Plus or whatever kind of setting spray that you use, dampen your brush a little bit or spray your face first and then go in with the highlight while your face is still a little damp. You will get a full effect with this. It's a very beautiful highlight, but it's very subtle at the same time. And then I'm going in with that bronzer and just bronzing the outer perimeters of my face, so my forehead, my temples, my cheekbones, all that good stuff. I love the formula of these powders. I think they're really nice. This shade just might be a little bit too warm. If I wanted to contour with it, I would just avoid it altogether. But for bronzing, it's beautiful. And I'm going back in with that same Hourglass powder and just cleaning up. I might have gotten a little bit too carried away with that bronzing powder, but nothing we can't clean up. And I'm also just, you know, sharpening my nose a little bit so we can go ahead and do a little quick nose contour, but I do it off camera because this bronzer that I'm using right now from the Natasha Denona palette is just too warm to really contour my nose with. So I applied actually my Lily lashes in Miami off camera, and now I'm going in with this LA Girl Cosmetics. These are neon liners, and let me tell you something, they are so pigmented, creamy, powerful, like, oh, and they did not bother my eyes whatsoever. So I applied that to my waterline, going in with a little bit more pigment, and now we're going to break. Look at this perfect timing. Okay. My Jaclyn pill order. This hair looks crazy. I want to swatch these lipsticks. I'm like so excited right now. So I bought As If Hustle, and then I bought the Nude Mood Trio by Jaclyn Cosmetics. I am so excited. Packaging really nice. I'm gonna line my lips. I have Nude Liner 1 and Nude 0 from KKW. I'm gonna use Nude Liner 1 because that's just what I usually use. feel like I look very dark. I didn't put blush on. I was just too excited. I'm gonna use this one from Sigma. Nymphea Aurora powder. I guess we'll just use this brush. I have the Nude Mood Trio right here. So in here, Nude AF, Amazeballs, and Obsessed comes in here. I'm going to swatch a Nude AF. I'm probably going to put that one on my lips just because these shades look very peachy. And peachy tones just don't look good on me. Packaging is really, really nice. Packaging is really nice. I like the component. I think it's different. I think it's, you know, out there. I love the diamond embossed on top, and yeah, I look like I'm gonna like this shade. So this is a Nude AF. So this is what Nude AF looks like. Get a mirror. I'm gonna put it on. This is the lip liner I always use, so I feel like it looks very cool on my skin tone. Really pretty color. It's very nude. I like it. I don't think I would use this by itself. I think I would use this to lighten a lipstick. I feel like it looks very cool on my skin. I kind of feel like I have this grayish undertone on my skin right now. And it's kind of throwing me off because my eyes are so warm and then my lips look like that. So I'm going to take it off. The swatch looks really nice. Let's try Amazeballs. Maybe it's good that these look a little bit warmer. Maybe they'll come off a little warmer on my skin. So this is Amazeballs. This definitely looks, sorry, there's like more, like it looks like bubbles. But it's not. It's just I guess from being on the truck and, you know, coming from like Florida weather to here and traveling, temperature does, you know, change. But that's what that looks like. It looks a little bit more like pinky on camera, but I feel like in person it looks a little bit more, I don't want to say orangey, but it looks more warm. So let's try this. Oh my god, it just broke. I think it's because I had it up all the way. I just have to put this back in my fridge. Love this color. Wow. Wow. Oh my god. I love this color. Love this color. I want to see what it would look like if I put Nude AF right in the middle of it. Not much of a difference. Very, very pretty. Wow. Okay, so the last one in this trio is Obsessed, and it kind of just looks like a little bit darker of a version. So let's see. So this is Obsessed. Let me take off of this lip. I definitely love this color. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with Obsessed. Definitely more peachy pink. Alright, mine are really, really warm from being in the truck and they keep breaking. Really, really, really like this color. It's like a really nice everyday color. It's not too nude. It's like perfect. Kind of like my lip color, but natural. Really, really like this color. Okay, let me swatch the other two for you that I purchased. I purchased Hustle and I purchased As If. I'm low-key not going to put As If on by itself because Nude AF was hella pale on my lips and this is an even paler shade. So this is As If, this shade right here, and this is Hustle. Oof. Oh my god, I'm gonna love this. Oh my god, I gotta put that on my lips. Very pretty. and that's it. So these are all the swatches again. They're really, really pretty. They're all different. They're all unique. I definitely think that they swatch a little bit differently on the back of my hand than they do my lips. My lips are pretty pigmented to begin with, but I really, really like it. I really, really love Obsessed, and I love Amazeball. I'm going to keep on playing with Nude AF because I know I could really, really like that shade. Hi guys, I'm quickly interrupting this video to chat real quick about my Jaclyn Hill lipsticks. So I've been seeing a lot of, like, I don't want to say controversy, there's a lot of drama, and there are a lot of problems surrounding her launch and her makeup, and I spoke briefly about this on IG stories. If you guys follow me on there, you guys will know. I don't have any issues with the formula. I love the formula. I think it's really, really creamy and pigmented, and you know, you don't have to apply so hard, you know, to get a lot of color payoff. I think it's a very nice formula. My problem is I am noticing now hairs and fibers in my lipstick. I don't have that problem whatsoever. I don't have an issue with any lumps and bumps and that kind of stuff, but noticing some lipsticks, as you guys have seen in my video, 3 of them broke while I was applying. One of them was my fault because I had rolled it up too much, and then I didn't roll it back down when I applied it. One was my fault, but the other 2 broke like literally as soon as I applied my lips. Like I said, they were melted, so I don't know if it's a temperature issue. I don't know what it was. I tried to fix them as best as I could. I threw them back in my fridge. Still, as soon as I went to go apply them again after being in my fridge for a few hours, they still broke. I had put all 5 of them in there, and another one had broke. So now 4 out of my 5 lipsticks have broken. It's not even like on the top of the lipstick where you apply to your lips. It's at the bottom. So if you roll it up, I was noticing it yesterday. I rolled up one of my lipsticks that had broke, and I noticed that there was hair coming out of it, and I literally took my tweezer and I pulled it out, and I kept pulling it out. And I have 2 dogs, so I'm like, is it dog hair? Like, is it me? But how would the dog hair get all the way down, like on like the bottom of the lipstick, you know, like where it's connected to the actual component? So it's just very fishy, and it's very weird, and personally I don't feel comfortable putting them on my lips. Regardless, a lot of people have other like worse issues too, like they have black dots in it, and they have, you know, they have such gross looking things on their products. So I'm not really complaining about mine, but I really don't want to put them on my lips. At this point, it's just like, it's concerning to me that this is really happening in a lipstick formula, and I just don't feel comfortable. It's not sanitary. Clearly the quality check was very, very poor, and honestly, I'm gonna tell you something that got me really, really, really angry. I'm a dental assistant. I have non-latex gloves, latex gloves, rubber gloves, like thick rubber gloves that you clean, like, you know, like some people will wear while they're cleaning dishes at home. I have those kind of gloves. I have non-latex, I have vinyl, I have latex gloves, I have nitrile. I have so many different kinds of gloves. Don't get me wrong, I don't know what kind of gloves labs use to do quality check, but JH had the nerve to blame the fibers and the hair on gloves. What? I don't want to bash her. Right off the bat, I don't want to bash her. I know that her team now is taking some more action, is refunding people, or they're sending people, you know, a refund. They're sending people a replacement product, which I think is fine. But I think after this, it's kind of like I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole, you know, which sucks because I think the shades are absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I did email them personally because I just think it's unacceptable that after 2 or 3 uses and a swatch, a lipstick is broken. And when I turned it up all the way, I saw some hair. So I did email them because I'm not a satisfied customer. I told them how much I loved the formula and the colors, but the quality check and, you know, like, that's disgusting. I love my hair like this, honestly, and it's literally so dirty and greasy, and I feel like this way you really can't tell that it's super dirty and greasy, you know. I'm gonna wash it after this video, obviously, though. So I purchased, oh, that's not in right. So I purchased off of Amazon. If I can find the direct link, I'll let you know, but literally I typed in I think crimper, hair crimper. I typed in something. My mirror is over here, that's why I'm like struggling right now. It's not in front of me. I probably should have made this section like into 2 more sections, but I'm fucking lazy. What can I say? And at this point, I think I'm just kind of over it at this point. I have so many lipsticks. I have a shit ton of lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, lip glosses that I could be using, and I'm sure I can find a color similar, if not almost the exact same. I mean, I have my lipsticks that I go to every single day. I have my liquid lipsticks that I go to every single time I do my makeup. So I think I'll stick with that. I will keep you guys updated on IG and Twitter. So make sure you guys follow me on there to see what her team responds to me. And I did give her the benefit of the doubt, but like this is just really upsetting. And as a consumer, as a makeup collector, this is not okay. So I purchased this crimper off of Amazon just because I saw everyone doing it and I just thought it was so cute. And I usually sleep in braids anyway, which I probably just should stick to because my hair is bleached. Plus now I'm not overdoing the heat, but I also don't use the heat protecting either. And I'm actually going to bleach my hair more the end of the month. So it's like really easy. You just want to make sure when you're letting go and you're about to apply to the next section that you're putting this barrel in the dent of the last barrel, if that makes sense. It's like really easy. So I'm going to lift, move it down, make sure that barrel's in the last barrel, and then crimp it down. It's really not that time consuming, like as you would think. Like it takes me longer to curl my hair because I have to like hold each piece, roll it, and I really section my hair good when I curl my hair because my hair doesn't curl for shit. So I literally have to take the smallest amounts of hair. But that's pretty much what I do. I'll go back and forth with this, like the chunkier the piece, the skinnier the piece. Doesn't really matter. The more hair, obviously, the less wavy it's going to be. But yeah, this crimper was pretty inexpensive. They definitely have more expensive ones on Amazon. I think I paid like $26 for this crimper. No joke. So just check it out. I'll leave a link of the one that I purchased down below. But I like it. It gets really hot. I don't know how hot it goes, but I think the lowest setting is 180, and then I think highest setting is 230. So I put it on about 195, 200. Once I get like more towards the actual bleached sections of my hair, I try not to leave it on as long just because I don't want to damage my hair more than it already is. I'm going to turn it off. It gets really fucking hot. Be careful. It just looks really pretty, and honestly sometimes I'll braid my hair and sleep in it, but that can be like so messy in a sense where like I can't get my crimps to stay this smooth. Like it's very smooth when you do this. As for eyeshadow palette, it's on the floor. Used the Alyssa Edwards X ABH palette. I think it's really, really pretty. I really like this palette so far. I think the yellow is beautiful. I'm always looking for a really, really pigmented yellow that's going to stay on my lids and not crease or do anything. I think I did apply too much over here, so it kind of looks a little dry, but that's just because I have a heavy hand with it. This yellow reminds me of Fresh, the yellow shadow that was in the Artist palette like so many summers ago. I still have that palette to this day, even though like I probably wouldn't put it on my eyes unless like I really needed a color that was in there, because it's so expired. But this yellow reminds me of that yellow, and I'm so excited. The blue is really, really nice. I want to get into the more like brighter tones, like the brighter purple and the brighter blue really, really soon. So if you guys want to see another look with this palette, let me know. So I really didn't know how to use this primer. I was going back and forth with it. If you guys follow me on IG and you saw my IG stories, you would know that I actually had mentioned on IG stories that I wasn't sure how to use this product yet. My eyelids are very oily, so I don't know how it's going to react. Right now I think they're perfectly fine. I have to tell you, I really enjoyed cutting the lid with this. I really enjoyed cutting the lid with this. Oh my god, like for literally cutting creases, my new favorite. Sometimes P. Louise is just too thick. It's too thick, and then when you try and thin it out, it gets super, super tacky. And I know you want the tackiness, but there's a point where it's like acceptable tackiness and then way too fucking much. So I really like this. I like the color of it too. It kind of gives off more of like an off-white, like eggshell type of like ivory shade, which I enjoy. But I do still put concealer right around here, like underneath my brow bone, because putting this right underneath your brow bone would look a little, I don't want to say bad, but I don't want to say good either. So I really like this. I'm going to keep testing it out. I'm going to see what how it applies. When I was swatching these shades in this palette on top of this primer, I didn't like the way the swatches were coming out. But like, you don't blend shadows in your crease with your finger. So it's kind of like, I can accept the fact that these swatches were shitty on the primer, but I am going to keep testing these two out. I'm going to test this primer out with, you know, neutral shades, really pigmented shades, other shades that are not in this palette. I'm going to test it out with a lot of different things. I did use the Anastasia pigments. I don't think I've used these on camera. I really like these. This is in the shade Icy. If you guys want to pick up a pigment, I recommend you picking up Crystal. Crystal is so beautiful. It's like a champagne-y gold pigment, and that looks so beautiful as a highlight, as a cheekbone highlight. Really pretty. I don't think I've mentioned this guy to you guys before. This is a new purchase for me. This is the Natasha Denona Bronze and Glow palette. I've only dipped into the bronzer and the powder highlight so far. I like the powder highlight. It could be not patchy in a sense, but you have to be careful. You don't want to apply too much at once because it can look really patchy. And it blends away though, so it's fine. This gold highlight I thought was going to be similar in texture to the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter, but it's not. I mean, it's beautiful, but I have to be careful when I wear this because I don't know if you guys can tell on camera. Sometimes if a highlight is too dark, like it has too much of a darker undertone, like in the base, you'll see it. You'll see like a shadow, which I don't really like. So that's why I didn't go too overboard with my highlight, even though it looks really good, I have to say. I think it does look really good. And the bronzer is really nice too. This shade right here, it comes with like a little opening because this shade right here is a cream. But this is actually another highlighter, which is really pretty, but it's too dark for me. So I would have to use that maybe as like underneath the brow bone or like a blush top. And as for this guy, I have to keep playing around with it. I don't really like Too Faced Better Than Sex. I like it on my upper lashes, but I don't like it on my lower lashes. I find that it transfers. I really like the formula of this, but I hate how huge this applicator is. I feel like if it was just a little smaller, I would like it, but I just feel like for my tiny ass eyelashes, like it's perfect when I have falsies on, but for my tiny ass eyelashes on the reg, I feel like this is going to be too big. But I like the formula. It's really nice. I'm going to keep testing this out. I did find that I got really good volume and length with this, especially on this eye. I noticed when I was applying it, my lashes were actually lifting, and my lashes never lift at all with any mascara by itself. I always have to go in with a curling iron. I always have to go in with a lash curler, but even when I apply a lash, like even when I curl my lashes with a lash curler and then apply mascara, my lashes always fall. They never stay curly. So I like this. I don't not like it. Like, I do like this. I love the packaging. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of emotions. I'm feeling a lot of emotions. I did use brand new Doll 10 beauty brushes. I don't know if they're brand new in general, but they're brand new to me and I like it. I love this brush. This one is the number 17 brush. I use this to set underneath my eyes, and it's a little bit large, but I'm okay with that because it did set beautifully. I used these two brushes to initially apply my foundation. This is the number 4 and the number 7 brush. I love this because it has a dual end. And I think for applying foundation, I like this one a little bit more. This is actually more similar to my Smith brush that I use to apply my foundation. So I really liked these as well. And I also used this brush from Doll 10. This is the number 2 brush, which is kind of like a dual-ended eye brush. And I used this side. I used this side to initially apply my eye primer and blend out my concealer. And then I used the bigger side to lightly tap out the creases right before I went in with shadow. So I think that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will leave a link for my crimper down below in the description box, so make sure to check that out. I will list everything that I use down below in the description box as well. I will leave all of the shades that I purchased from Jaclyn Hill in the description box, and yeah, I will have a ton of shit in the description box, so make sure you check that out. Don't forget to follow me on social media, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. I will have direct links down below, which is also why you should check the description box. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave if you want to be a part of my fam. And thank you guys again. I love you, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.